Hold up. Y'all actually didn't know Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are one and the same? Y'all made up the name. Y'all made it up. Y'all started calling it Obamacare. It had a name first. The name has always been the Affordable Care Act. Then y'all named it Obamacare. Did you forget? See, this is how I know y'all just hating indiscriminately. Y'all don't even know what y'all be hating. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he was black. That's what y'all do like. Why y'all ain't just look it up? Why you ain't just look it up? I guess so.
Okay, guys, we got to take it easy on MAGA. I mean, yes, sure, they falsely believe that Democrats want to give health benefits to the undocumented migrants, even though it has always been a federal law that states that undocumented migrants do not get access to the ACA. But speaking of the ACA, guys, you got to remember who we're talking to. We're talking to people who have willful ignorance. They won't research anything. I mean, don't forget, these are literally the same group of people who thought that Obamacare and the ACA were two completely different programs. Okay, so you got to understand the intelligence level that they have and what you're trying to compete with. I mean, nobody can stoop down to a level that damn low when you just it's comical at times, but also sad at times, because like they truly do not know how to think for themselves. I mean, whatever Mike Johnson says, because they're just not intelligent. I mean, that is the reason why Trump loves them so much and Trump hates us. Remember what he said, smart people don't like me. And notice how all the people that like Trump are not the smart ones.
I'd rather die than admit Obama saved life. 22 million Americans are about to lose their healthcare subsidies. Their premiums are about to double, and you know what the wildest part is? They voted for it. They cheered for it. They wore that red hat and screamed, repeal Obamacare. Not knowing, not caring to know that Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same damn thing. And this is not just about politics anymore. I am talking about something darker, something that is about how much we're willing to destroy ourselves just to avoid saying a black man did something good. And before you think this is just about white Trump supporters, oh no, baby, relax. We need to talk about how the black diaspora falls into these same traps when we let pride, tribalism, and ego override our survival. I want you guys to sit back and relax, because this one is going to hurt you, but we need to feel it. I have these clips. I want you to watch them to the very end, and then I'll be back to discuss absolutely everything with you. This is the Tariq Critic. I'll be back.
Have that stupid Obamacare. I'm covered by the Affordable Care Act.
The Affordable Care Act is Obamacare, genius.
I just had a patient say to me, thank God Trump was elected and we can get rid of this stupid Obamacare and go back to the ACA. Oh, I love being in my reputation era while they're in there. Fuck around and find out.
And which plan do you support, Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
The Affordable Care Act.
And what is it about Obamacare that you do not like?
I just think that there's a lot of holes in it and it needs to be revamped.
What do you agree with, Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
I'm more sort of towards the Affordable Care Act.
So the Affordable Health Care Act is still a better option than Obamacare?
Yes.
So the Affordable Care Act is more affordable than Obamacare?
Just the name says it all.
Do you agree with the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare?
The affordable.
And why do you prefer the Affordable Care Act over Obamacare?
I just don't agree with the whole Obamacare policy thing that's going on. I just don't agree with it.
Do you support Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
I guess the Affordable Care Act.
And why do you prefer the Affordable Care Act over Obamacare?
I'm not really sure. My girlfriend supports Trump, so I go with whatever she says.
So you disagree with Obamacare?
Yes, I do.
Do you think insurance companies should be able to exclude people with pre-existing conditions?
No.
Do you agree that young people should be able to stay on their parents' plans until they are 26?
They should be able to, yes.
Do you agree that companies with 50 or more employees should provide health care?
I do.
And so, by that logic, you would be for the Affordable Care Act?
Yes.
What plan do you support, Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
The Affordable Care Act.
And why do you support that over Obamacare?
Do not like Obamacare. I don't like anything that has to be forced for everybody to buy. This is not good.
Do you think Obamacare is socialist?
Yes, I do.
Do you think the Affordable Care Act is socialist?
No.
A poll that was taken by NBC News shows a clear message: a majority of Trump supporters back extending Obamacare subsidies. Most of President Donald Trump supporters back keeping enhanced subsidies for the Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare. The central obstacle in the ending government shutdown, according to the new poll from the Nonpartisan Health Policy Research Group. It was conducted on September 23rd through the September 29th, just days before Congress failed to pass a funding measure to keep the government open. More than 22 million people receive subsidies, which are set to expire at the end of the year unless Congress extends them. Losing the subsidies could mean the average out-of-pocket premium payment could double in 2026 from $888 a year to $1,904. You fucks make my buttocks itch so bad.
I cannot believe in the year of our Lord 2025 in the United States of America there are people who live in this country who do not know that Obamacare was a slur by the Republicans for the ACA. I can't believe it. You know, the world used to think that Americans were intelligent and smart. But because of this TikTok, the world now realizes that Americans are easily manipulated, lied to, and they just absorb it into their brain.
MAGA Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says Democrats are right about demanding subsidies for the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare be extended. Let me show you her clip.
And to allow Democrats to have some sort of moral high ground on this issue because they're the only ones talking about it, I think is a major failure from the Republican Party. And I'm not going to stand there and just keep talking the talking points when my own adult children can hardly afford health insurance premiums, when everyone in my district, it's the #1 issue that I hear about day in and day out, not just people on the ACA, but people that have private insurance as well. And I think it's something that we have to talk about.
Undocumented immigrants in the United States cannot receive health insurance from Obamacare, from Medicaid, from Medicare. They are barred from doing so, okay? And the Republicans, all of the maggots, are saying that Democrats didn't want to vote on the spending bill that would have kept the government open because they're dying on the hill of giving health care to illegals. No, the reason the government is shutting down is because the Democrats refused to join a vote on the spending bill that would keep the government open, or would reopen it at this point. Why? Because MAGA wants to gut healthcare in this country for millions of people, even more than they already have.
Yes, I've said it. They'd rather die than admit that Obama saved their lives. And I'm not being dramatic. I am being literal. Alright? Right now, as we speak, 22 million Americans are staring down the barrel of double healthcare premiums. The subsidies that kept their insurance affordable about to expire. And guess who's blocking the extension? The same politicians they voted for. The same politicians they trusted. The same politicians who convinced them that Obamacare was evil, while quietly enrolling the Affordable Care Act. You see, where I'm going with this, huh? Alright, listen. I'm not talking just about healthcare policy. This is about the most dangerous drug in America. Willful ignorance mixed with wounded pride. Let me paint you a picture for a second. Researchers went out and interviewed Trump supporters about MAGA folks and asked them 2 simple questions. Do you support Obamacare? Hell no. That's socialism. Government overreach. Obama trying to control our lives. Okay. Do you support the Affordable Care Act? Absolutely. It's helped my family. It's kept my premiums down. I love it. Okay, they are the same damn thing, the exact same law. Same protections for pre-existing conditions, same subsidies, same ability for young adults to stay on their parents' insurance until 26 years, same everything. The only difference, the name. One has Obama in it, and for millions of Americans, that was enough reason to reject it, tear it down, and vote against it, even while their own lives depended on it, by the way. And this is what happens when branding becomes more powerful than survival. Now, let us go deeper, because this is not just stupidity, this is strategy. Republicans didn't accidentally call it Obamacare. That was psychological warfare. They knew that by attaching Obama's name to it, they could weaponize every fear, every racial resentment, every us versus them instinct that already existed in their base. And it worked. People started believing that Obamacare was fundamentally different from the ACA, that one was socialist tyranny and the other was sensible American policy. Same law, different emotional trigger, right? So here is the uncomfortable truth I want you to hear. For too many voters, healthcare policy became less about, will this help me and my family, and more about, does this make me loyal to my tribe? The states, the states with the highest ACA enrollment, Florida, Texas, and Georgia, all Republican strongholds, almost 10 million people in these states rely on ACA, subsidies to afford insurance. 1 in 5 Floridians, 1 in 8 Texans and Georgians. And when their Republican representatives say they are fine with letting the subsidies expire, they are signing their own voters' death certificates. But the voters don't see it that way. They see it as owning the libs. They see it as loyalty. They see it as taking a stand, even if that stand is on a landmine. Now, this is not theoretical anymore. Premiums are about to jump from $888 a year to $2,000 a year. Prescription that were affordable will become impossible. Families who had finally security, they're about to lose it. And across social media, the painful awakening is happening. People are finally connecting the dots. Wait, I voted to repeal Obamacare, but I'm on the Affordable Care Act. Oh no. Too little, too late. Now, before my black viewers start feeling too comfortable, before we start acting like this is just a white people problem, let me bring this home. All right, let me tell you something here. We do the same thing in our communities, right? Different issue, same pattern. How many times have you black peoples reject solution because they came from the wrong African country, the wrong generation, the wrong political party within your own diaspora? I've watched Nigerian families trash Ghanaian business practices, then quietly adopt them and claim they came up with it themselves. I've seen Kenyans reject Somali community organizing models out of ethnic pride, only to fail at the same problems the Somalis already solved. And I've watched us ourselves tear down our own leaders, our own businesses, our own healthcare initiatives, our own success stories, not because they didn't work, but because we couldn't stand to give credit to the other side of our own community. Let me say that maybe my own family maybe has shared this. They get maybe financial advice from a cousin who built generational wealth. Why? Because he was too Americanized, Maybe it happened, I don't know. Because accepting his wisdom maybe meant admitting that his path worked, and our pride was more valuable than our bank accounts, until it wasn't. Until we were drowning in debt while he was buying property. That's the cost of ego masquerading as identity. Here's what hurts the most about this whole Obamacare situation. This wasn't about policy disagreements. This wasn't about different visions for America's future. This was about millions of people choosing to suffer, choosing to let their children suffer, rather than admit that a black man in power did something that helped them. That's the poison of anti-blackness. It doesn't just hurt us when we are the target. It makes people hurt themselves to avoid associating with us. And for those of us in the African diaspora watching this from outside America, or living it from within, we have to ask ourselves, how many times have we done this? How many times have we let our own internal prejudices like colorism, tribalism, classism, generational beef stop us from accepting help that we desperately needed. How many African solutions to African problems have we rejected because they came from the wrong ethnic group? How many times? How many times have we chosen to struggle alone rather than collaborate with a cousin, the neighbor, the community member we've decided is beneath us or not really one of us, for the guy to help us? The tragedy is not that Trump supporters rejected Obamacare. The real tragedy here is that we all do the versions of this. We all let pride, prejudice, and politics override survival. What do we do with this? I think we need to name it, call it out, the pattern everywhere we see it in American politics, in our diaspora communities, in our families, even in ourselves personally. And number two, we need to choose differently. When someone offers a solution, we evaluate it on merit, not on who is offering it, not on what it's called, not on whether accepting it means getting credit. So someone we've decided to hate, right? Number three, teach the next generation to value survival over ego, to value community over tribalism, to value truth over tribal loyalty. And as I come to the end of this video, I want to tell you that Obamacare disaster teaches us this. Willful ignorance is a luxury we can't afford. Not in healthcare, not in economics, not in building generational wealth, not in preserving our cultures, not in anything that actually matters. Your pride is not more valuable than your family's well-being. Your political loyalty is not more valuable than your children's future, right? Your ethnic superiority, superiority complex, is not more valuable than your community survival. So, I know they'd rather admit Obama saved their lives. Like, don't be like them. Don't let your ego write checks your body can't cash. Learn the lesson they're learning the hard way. The name or the solution doesn't matter. What matters is whether it works, right? And if you are still confused about whether your pride is worth your life, ask the millions of Americans who are about to lose their health care because they couldn't separate a man's name from a policy that kept them alive. Guys, I'm Tariq, and this is the critique you needed to hear. I hope to see you in the next one.